Alrighty, we're doing this. Dad, thank you for doing this. Again, my hope is that this is a way for me to get to know you a little bit more, for you to reflect on your life, and then pass on some wisdom to the next generation. So, you want to open this?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Next generation. Cheers.
Generation. Cheers. Y'all heard that?
Hey.
Okay.
Hopefully, I know you guys sometime.
There it is. Hopefully you guys get to meet. But okay, let's get right into it. So tell me where you were born and how would you describe that place at that time? When you think about it, what comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I was born in Vietnam, the city called Saigon, okay, in 1972. That's like 2 years, before the war over there. So the war's over in 1975. I don't remember a little bit about that, not too much. The only war time that I remember that when your grandfather took us to grandma and grandpa's house in the helicopter, in the chopper. They call UE-1. And I remember that when I look out to the opening, and I was crying.
Really?
Because it's a high. Because, helicopter take off and go. And I looked out and
You were scared?
I was scared. That's the only war thing that so far that gave me the impression
Of the war?
of the war. I was in the helicopter. But anyway, there are two places that our family stay in that city. The first place, it's just like a second floor of somebody's house. And everybody, my grandma, my mom, all the siblings, one of the lady helped grandma around the house. So we all live in a same floor, okay? So not much of room, it's just a floor. And with the divider, grandma stay in the front room, and then the next one is just whoever gonna be sleeping there. But most of us, my sibling, try to sleep with grandma. So
When you say grandma, it's your mom, right?
no,
Or your grandma?
my grandma.
Oh, okay.
Your great
Okay.
grandma.
Got it.
So we all try to stay with your great grandma, with her. And then your grandma, my mom, stay on the other side, next to the kitchen, right there in the back where they cook everything, with a door, with a little balcony so you can walk around the house. They wrap around the house with that balcony. And then, the refrigerator right there, a little closet on this side, and then the front little balcony. So that's all we have at that spot. And then everybody lived there for a while. So my grandma, have another property close by. So we've been asked to move. Okay, and they actually say, hey, the owner of the house say, it's time to ask you guys to move on. We're gonna need the second floor. So with that, my uncle helped grandma to fix up the other house. So he been fixing up the other house and try to get ready so we can move in. It's not too far. It's like a 5-minute walk around the block. So he got the second floor. He got the second floor down. Build a little wall between our neighbor and our house. You literally can hear the other neighbor live under the house. Whenever they talk, we hear. Whenever we talk, they hear. So it's just, there's no wall. It's just like a sheetrock thing right in between. So that they had give us a little more room. So when you walk into the house, refrigerator, a little thing that you can sit down. Your grandma bed right there, and then in the back of that there's a kitchen on the right hand, and then the shower right there, and then the restroom, the bathroom right there. So one bathroom, one shower right there, and then you have a staircase to go up to the second floor. So that's where I sleep most of the time, in the front, grandma in the back, and little room in the back for relative, whoever come by or visit us, and they can stay in the back. So a little more room with the other house. The impression for me to remember that house, that when you go into the bathroom, right? You turn on the light, right? You know what I see? I see cockroaches running away.
Really?
Oh yeah, cockroaches just disappear. Try to find the dark. Same thing with the restroom. You went to the restroom, you turn on the light, and you see cockroaches going everywhere. It's not fun.
I bet. And is this a place in the city?
In the
outside
city.
the city?
It's in the city. In the main district, district number 1, is the most popular district, and the house is right behind the police headquarters. It's close by to the fire department also. And next to that is my elementary school, middle school that I went to. So it's just in the city.
So everything's around you.
Pretty much, yeah, back in the day, everything.
Okay, nice. And so what was it like to, what do you remember as a kid? What was it like to go to school? What did you do for fun? We
don't have this.
Of course not.
We don't have this, okay? Hey, you don't need this.
Yeah, definitely not.
As a kid, we know everybody around the block. Everybody. You're talking about, you can walk down like a mile. I know people there. Everybody know me. So literally that we don't stay in the house. Always played outside the house.
Yeah.
All the time, outside the house. Playing with the football table, ping pong, billiard, So literally that we don't do thing that kids nowadays do, to stay in the house and with the iPod or iPad or whatever you guys gonna do in the future, But we just go outside the house, playing soccer, most of the time, soccer. And then that back in the day when I was young, hang out with the neighbor, playing, marble? Playing marble. All kind of game. It's just outside the house, all kind of game. And being creative with everything.
Being a kid.
Being a kid, a real kid. Yeah. And you guys don't even know what how that feel. We don't have a bike. We only have a little bicycle. So what back in the day, if somebody stopped by the house with a bike, I borrow it, jump on it and ride. Or I have to ask for money to rent a little bike to jump on it and ride the bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
But now kids, they just have the bike and they don't want to use it.
It's a different time.
Different time. different thing that we did when we was as a kid.
Uh-huh.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Well, that's good.
A lot of
So
fun.
it's
We played
good.
soccer with no shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there playing soccer with no shoe on the street. That is nice. The pavement that we have here, that is nice. How about you playing soccer
On the dirt.
on the
Rocks.
dirt with rock,
Yeah.
which will took off your nail, the toenail, if you hit the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Which is like a common thing.
Sheesh.
It's a common thing. So it's everything out of the house, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then for school, what was that like? Was it hard? What did you do in school? Did you learn? What did you learn? Talk about that a little bit.
Okay. School is, like I said, it's about half a mile. About half a mile, between 3/4 to half a mile distant from where we used to stay in our house.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked to school every day. Every day, walked to school. When I was in elementary or middle school, walked to school every day. I'm not good at school for some reason. I'm okay with math, but I could not write a paragraph for shit.
Is that in English or Vietnamese?
Vietnamese as well. Vietnamese, I struggle to make a describe or whatever that topic is. I barely make a minimum point. You know, if scale from 0 to 10, I probably got 4 or 5 more at the time. Worse with English. I don't know what that was. You know.
So they were teaching you English?
They started, yeah. So there's an option that you, with the test that you took, they will place you into a English or Russian. So I was lucky with the testing score and stuff, so they put me in English. But I still struggle for that. I don't know what, you know, I barely handle my own languages. You know,
Right.
you gotta learn a different language.
Right.
Yeah, but school was fun, a lot of fun. Once again, you go in the classroom and they structure everything. You know, you got to do this, you got to do this, just like a robot. That's the one thing. You should memorize everything. You don't learn anything. They should make you memorize things.
And then take a test.
And take a test and asking about that. So most likely you don't learn anything. Under that society, you don't learn nothing.
Well, it's kind of like what it is here.
Same here.
Just memorize these facts, take a test, and then people forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So school's fun and a lot of friends. Of course, you know, you in school, you have a lot of friends. Good friends. Some of them I still meet and able to hang out. Some today, you know, with the Facebook and thing, we able to reconnect it. But I was disconnected for a long time.
Right. Everybody went different ways.
Everybody went their own way, do their own thing. Everybody have life to worry about, you know, things to take care of, and focus on that. And then with, you know, when they have the Facebook thing, and then you know one
Start
person,
looking
and
for
then
other
they jump to
people.
the other person, and you keep jumping. So the circle reconnected.
There you go. Okay. What are some of the important values or principles you learned as a kid? 'Cause you know how, like, for us, well, I'll speak for myself. I had all the aunts and uncles, grandma and grandpa, you know, when we were living in San Jose, in that house. So I got a lot of, you know, they all helped raise me, and they said don't do this, do that. This is how you gotta be, yada yada. Do you remember anything like that when you were a kid, like uncles, aunts, other adults telling you like, this is how you gotta be, these are the things you gotta do to be a good kid?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
Mm.
Your grandpa, my dad, was in after 1975 when the communist took over the country. So they put him in, a political camp for 5.5 or 6 years, something like that. So literally, I grew up with no father, to tell me what, kind of guy you were able to teach you what is right and what is wrong. However, once a while, my uncle, who lived in a different city, but often he went to the city where we live and work. So he was staying at grandma. That's a grandma house. So he stayed at grandma house, your great grandma. So we spend some time, hang out. We talk. He teach me a thing or two, and we hang out. But that's the only thing that I remember that a father figure or uncle or anybody able to tell me, hey, don't do this, don't do that. So not much.
Not much?
Not much.
Not even from your grandma?
Only certain things, yeah.
Anything that you remember or not really?
No, I don't remember, but she always,
telling you stuff.
Spanking your butt or telling you, hey, where are you going till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, coming back, blah, blah, blah. She's still worried and teach you things that you don't drink, you don't smoke, which I did all of that. So.
You did it?
I smoke, I drink. Back then, there no rule.
Right.
There no rule.
Of course.
You just go to the store and
it's there
and get. We didn't have money to buy the whole pack back in the day. But then you can buy a 1 or 2 cigarettes. That's when I started, just like 10. 10 years old. No, not 10 years old, but 10th grade. 10th grade.
Oh, okay.
10, 11, 12.
Got it. Okay. So, how long was he in the political camp?
So they put him in political camp 1975 until he coming back like 1981.
Oh wow, 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
So, of course, during that time, your grandma, my mom, once a month or every 2 months, we went to the spot that they put all the people in that camp, to visit him, get some food, some supply,
Yeah.
But yeah, for that long.
Man. And real quick, just for context, because I actually don't remember too. Why did they do that?
Because it's a two government, okay?
Yeah.
Before 1975,
yeah,
the government
North and South,
that
right,
in the South, working with United States.
I see.
Democracy.
Yeah.
Society. On the North, is a communist society. So it's been like that for a while, okay? So that they divide the country in two halves, okay? And then, you can look into the history of that when, just like Afghanistan, the USA, I'm done.
Can't do it anymore.
We leaving. So the decisions were made, I guess it's like 1972 or so. They say they started, hey, we gotta move. So they started to pull back. And when you pull back,
North came in.
the North, they know
over.
that it's gonna happen. So they
Yeah.
start to,
Right.
cross the border, the divider, and then cross it and take it over the South.
Yeah.
So that just happened in 1975 of April 30. April 30, 1975.
Wow. And do you remember what his job was?
My uncle?
Your dad.
My dad?
Our grandpa, yeah. What the title of the job was?
He was a captain in the army,
Uh-huh.
as I remember.
Uh-huh.
But just, he stayed stationed in the city.
Okay.
So it's not like he have to be out there in the front line.
Yeah.
Which my uncle, I think you remember,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He's a frontline Marine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's a Vietnamese Marine. So he's the front line went to battle with, communists and all that stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a real man.
Sheesh. Okay. Well, that's perfect because that's actually my next question. So, you already mentioned this, but you're born in 1972. The United States withdraws the troops 1972.
75. It started. They can start. I think
Right,
it
right,
started.
right.
And then,
Yeah. And then
progressively.
war officially is over in 1975, and then they come in. The North comes in, takes over. Everything is won now under the communist government. For you, how much of the war impacted your life? Did you think about it a lot? Did people talk about it? Did you learn about it in school? What was it? What was it like?
We were taught, so when the communists took it over, and all they were taught the kids was the previous government, the previous people who work for government, they all are evil.
The people that are working with the United States?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So if you have any associate or related,
Yeah.
connected to the previous government, you've been shutting down whenever you go, couldn't get a job. If I want to go to college, they won't allow me to, which is okay because I never good at school anyway.
Right.
So, but people are able to, attend the college. However, the parent connected with the old government and all that, they just, when they look at your application, okay, associated with the previous government, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally just cut everything.
So pretty much anybody associated is like bottom class.
Mm-hmm.
They look down upon
No,
you.
they were
hold
being
you
kicked
back.
down to the bottom.
Yeah.
You cannot do anything.
Sheesh. That's tough. And then, is this something that you think about now at all? Like the Vietnam War, does it ever come up? Because in like the big picture, like world history is a pretty big event.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people talk about it, especially because the United States was involved. It's like democracy versus communism.
Mm-hmm.
And the war itself was pretty, like people say, it was pretty violent. Do you ever think about it at all, or is it kind of just like...
I was too young to experience all that, you
Uh-huh.
know. So, and of course, the family stay in the city.
Uh-huh.
So most likely, you don't see a lot of things happen out there in the front line.
Uh-huh.
You know, so the experience, which I didn't remember or didn't experience any of that,
Right.
dramatize or anything like that.
Do you know about some of the things that happened? Like, do you hear about it over time? Like how it was, the war?
Of course,
or like the fighting part of it?
No, of course, my uncle
Mm-hmm.
tell me all about that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, when we having a beer,
He would talk about it?
when you talking about it,
Oh, man.
you're like, when you're out there in the front line, you just fight. You don't know you're gonna die or not.
Yeah.
You're in the jungle. You got no water, and there's a pot of mud. You got to drink to it.
Yeah.
Got to drink to the mud.
Ooh-wee.
And I mean, he's out there.
Mhm.
Bullets flying. He said.
Yeah.
But he survived.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people,
Survive. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. For me, I mean, obviously, I just try to look back at the history, right? And again, from what I heard, the Vietnam War, people here, especially in the United States, were like, oh man, it's not a good situation over there. Yeah, like a lot of innocent people getting hurt, right? They would say like, cause Vietnam is like you got the cities.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Talking about the impression. So this is the one that the big event in 1969. Okay. Your great grandpa were killed by communists. Okay. How he was killed? In 1969, there was a treaty, peace treaty, because it's like a new year. It's a Lunar New Year.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's a Lunar New Year, and there's a treaty that say, hey, no shooting, no fighting. This is a national event, north from north to south. No, leave it alone. But they broke it.
The North, right?
The North people broke it, and they crossed the line 17. I don't know, but they crossed that line. They came over to the city with the tray. It's a city right there, right next to the
what city was that?
DMZ. What the DMZ? The North and the South Korea, they call DMZ. The military zone. Okay, so the military zone and the city right there is where Grandma city, where she was born.
You said Hue?
Hue.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So they crossed it, and they came to anybody house that they know that associate and work for the government, the old government, or with United States government.
Right.
So they came and they took them out at night. So I believe your grandpa, my dad, my uncle, your great grandpa, my grandpa, and grandma brother, they took them.
Really?
Okay. According to my uncle, he said that because he and my dad were kind of young, so they let both of them go.
Wow.
Okay, but they kept great grandpa and grandma brother. So they gathered them all together, a lot of people, and they literally buried them alive. Okay, they make them dig their hole.
Yeah.
Okay, dig their own hole, and they hit them whatever they got, I don't know, in the head, and push them down to the hole and bury them alive.
Jesus.
That's the biggest event. If you dig into the history, go into whatever source of library information that you can get, you can find it.
Yeah. I think they call that the Tet Offensive.
Tet Offensive.
Yeah, that's one of those things. That's crazy. So imagine, that's crazy
That's
because
grandma
imagine.
traumatized right there.
I'm sure.
Your great grandma.
Yeah.
She hate the communist people to the teeth.
Yes, absolutely. And if you think about it, it's like, okay, they let your dad go because he was too young.
He's young. Yeah.
Now, if they take him.
Are you filming right now?
Yeah. You want to come? You need to do something?
No, I just need to go to the garage. Sorry.
It's all good. If they killed him too,
I'm
then
not
we
here.
wouldn't be here.
I'm not here. You're not here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's one of those things. Again, like when I look back on the Vietnam War, people talk about it. It was pretty rough. And that's great. There's a story that's like it's connected to us,
Yep.
related to that.
And your great grandpa was like a head of police over there in that city.
Uh-huh.
He's a big shot.
Uh-huh.
So they know him.
Yeah.
So they came and got him.
Jeez. That's crazy. When did you find out that you were gonna move to the United States? And when you found out, how did that feel? What were you thinking? What was going on at that time?
Of course, when your great grandpa, when your grandpa came back from the political camp for a couple of years, and you know he won't. I guess he won't able to get any job or do anything because he's a bad mark for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So over that time, my grandma, your great grandma, tried to put him, my dad, you know, to certain two people tried to escape the country.
Mm-hmm.
So they organized the event to, hey, get on the boat, go out to sea, cross the whenever, and then able to get away.
Uh-huh.
So many times I came with him and with my brother, your uncle,
Johom?
Johom,
Mm-hmm.
and try to escape. Okay, try to escape the country, but I was with him a few times and not successful because it always got spot by the police.
Oh, geez.
They chase you, or either they lie to you. They got your money. It's you know,
It's risky.
risky.
Yeah.
Either you do, you know, have a good program to take you out, or they just
Take your money.
take your money and
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I remember that the one thing I remember, we got not even a freaking boat, it's just a fishing boat what they have, and they stack you like
Tight.
tight.
Uh-huh.
They stack you tight under. Yeah, but then I guess the police spot the boat, they chase it. We freaking they turn around, run away, get on a shore, you know, whoever run all kind of different direction, try to not to be
Caught.
caught
Mm-hmm.
by the police. But then in 1974, when your grandfather went on his own by himself on the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and he made it with my auntie, his sister,
Mm-hmm.
and her family. So they escaped and they made it.
Where did they go? Do
They
you know?
went to Philippines.
Okay.
So they're able to, I guess, some big boat, able to spot that boat, you know, and
Picked
then
them up.
they took him to Philippines. And then I think he stayed over there for a year, and then after that, they allow him to go to the United States. So from that point, from 1984 that he left
Mm-hmm.
until we came to United States in 93.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we came in 93, so it's like 9 years that he literally had to, I don't know, I hope that do all the paperwork and necessary, legalize everything,
Mm-hmm.
process of take his family, you know, me and my sibling, your grandma and then my grandma together over in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So the feeling is like, okay, we have a chance. But I don't know that, if I was still there, I don't know what I'm going to do.
In Vietnam?
In Vietnam.
Like in terms of your life?
Your life. I
Yeah.
have no idea where it's going to be.
Sheesh. No hope for the future, huh?
No hope for the future.
Interesting. Did other people feel that way too?
Yeah, no hope for the future. That's why they escape.
Fair enough.
That's why they try to get out.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's crazy. And then in those situations where you try to leave and they catch you, they didn't kill you? They didn't kill people?
Oh, they shoot.
Yeah?
They kill you, they kill you.
Uh-huh.
If it hits you, it hits you. But then if they caught you, you'll be in jail.
I see. So you didn't have to go to jail though?
No. They put you in jail.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They'll put you in jail.
So you've been in jail?
No,
few
we
times.
lucky that we didn't got caught.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We ran away.
I see.
So
What did that feel like, running away?
Crazy. Yeah. Been chased, run away, and you don't want anybody know who you are.
Right,
You're
right,
in the
right.
middle of somebody house or city,
Uh-huh.
because those are next to the ocean,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and you have to fight a way back.
Jeez. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much Grandpa gets to the United States and then it's about 9 years before you guys find out it's good to go.
We legalized to come.
Yeah. Okay. And at that point, how much did you know about the United States?
Not much.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
I know it's a great country,
Uh-huh.
and we know that it's a probably better place for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we all look forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
With hope that, hey, we can start something,
Something.
do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, did you know that you were gonna go to California, or was that a surprise?
Yeah, your your grandpa
Uh-huh.
stayed in California in San Jose for all his time.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we come to the California.
All right.
Yeah. But all the family, they go into different states too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we came to San Jose, California.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then when you get here, what was think about like the first year, couple years, whatever. What was the biggest surprise for you? What were the challenges? And let's start there. What was it like, pretty much, when you got here?
Believe me or not, I think within a very short amount of time, we started waiting to work already.
Mm.
Okay? So, just go to work.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do much. Well, the first year, of course, you got to learn the language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got to learn the language, you got to go ESL, and you got to learn how to communicate, learn the culture and stuff like that. But with your grandpa friend wife, that lady able to help me and your uncle Chuhum got a job over there at a medical device company. What gets us assembler? Put things together. For I think 6 months or so, a year, 6 months, a year,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember. And that was it at the start.
Mm-hmm.
But we went to work right away. So we got for the first few weeks, we was able to stay at that lady house in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
and then she took us to work with her
Mm-hmm.
because she worked there. But then later, he said no more. So we have to literally either your grandpa drop it at at a BART station in Fremont, or you took the bus.
To San Francisco?
He took the bus to Fremont.
Mm-hmm.
You take the BART from Fremont to Buckley, and then from there you take another bus going to the company.
So it was a long trip.
Long trip. So we got up like what, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't get back to the house what 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Man. And then, what are any other challenges? I imagine learning the language was hard. Oh, I guess, was it hard to learn the language and get used to it?
It was hard
Uh-huh.
because you didn't go to school yet.
Uh-huh.
Because you have to be California resident for a year.
Mm.
So that's a year that you're gonna go to work and do whatever you can. And it's a little hard when you try to communicate with people when you're very very limited with the language.
You figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But we use body language and everything.
Yeah. That's cool. And then, you've been here a long time now, and you've got to see what it's like to live here. For you, what does it mean to be an American citizen now? What does that mean to you? Thinking about where you came from and how you described this, like at that time you felt like there was no future.
Mm-hmm.
You got here, you were able to make a life for yourself here in this country. To you, what does it mean to be American? Like,
Well, the thing is, you work hard, you're gonna get it.
uh-huh.
And here back in the day, that all the opportunity that provided to you. You're willing to work hard. You're willing to go to school. You're willing to learn,
Mm-hmm.
to achieve or to strive for your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and I was able to learn some technical skill
Mm-hmm.
and make a living. I was able to continue my education
Mm-hmm.
to go up to another level. So the sky is limit, but that's where you're gonna go. So it's opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, that's what you do with it.
How far you want to go, it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got my technical, certificate and stuff like that, and started to go to work, and then that's not enough. So that's why I continued to went back to school at night, continued to, get my education, and able to finish it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. It is a place of opportunity. I think a lot of people that come here from other countries describe it like that, where they say where they come from, not a lot of hope for the future, not a lot of prospects, right? And people hear that, okay, if you make it to the United States and you work hard, you can find a way. So that's pretty cool. This is a good transition. For you, you do a lot of stuff in engineering with cars. You worked on planes for a long time. Can you tell me where that interest came from? Like, how did you know that was what you were good at? Or actually, yeah, tell us. Like, was it something that you were good at and you just got used to it, or were you always interested in that kind of stuff?
It is back in the day when I was young, and I was interested in stuff that moving, thing how thing put together. I remember that grandma, your great grandma, had a clock. It's an old clock, grandma clock, right? It's not working. I did just standing there, just placed there for display. So just take it apart. To take the clock apart. And even the little watch. I try to take the watch apart, see what's going on inside.
Wait, hold on. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's already there. I think when I was little.
Yeah.
Try to figure out what's going on, how things work.
Breaking it down.
Since it's already there, I guess it's in the gene, it's in the DNA that it's already there. So right away, just like I work on car. Get the book, try to figure it out, and fix car already.
And you did this on your own?
On my own. On my own. I remember I swapped, working on the Mazda 260, I swapped the engine. When I was, 25? I really swapped the engine. Took the old engine, put the new engine out. But I messed up anyway, but hey.
You tried it.
Try it.
Yeah.
And the interest was back when I was young, and then of course you probably heard about it. I see the plane flying on top of it, going by. I'm like, how the hell that thing, flying up there? It just get my curiosity. So hey, let's go learn something about it, and I did. That's what I went to technical school for 16 months. And with very, very bare minimum English. Okay. And I, with the help of my classmate, they helped me with my English, with the reading, with the talking, with everything. I helped them with math, I helped them with physics and all the stuff that they're not proficient and not good at. So we kind of collaborate with each other.
Working together.
Yeah. And within that time, it really helped me with my language. I was able to communicate. Already, at the beginning, they're like, "What the hell are you talking, man?" And I tried to make a sentence out of it, but they couldn't understand. Because your brain think about Vietnamese and then you try to translate it to English. It doesn't make sense, So you try to put together something. Okay, I want to say this, and you translate it. Try to say it, and they don't understand at all.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. So if they understand, oh, okay, you try to say that, then they teach me how to say hey,
right.
This is how you say this.
Right.
And I have 5 American friends. I have 5 of them. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think about 5 of them that helped me with my English. So within that year, my English improved.
That's cool. That's what they say about language is like studying it like on paper in the books is one thing, but then when you in the environment surrounded by people and you have to do it, that's the way
you just learn. Yourself.
You got to, right?
Because back when I went to that school, there are no Vietnamese individual there, or American most likely. You gotta speak English. The instructor gotta speak English. The instructor speak English, so you gotta force yourself. to do, to learn.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, here's an interesting question, because earlier you said that when you were younger you weren't really good at school, right? But then that's kind of surprising to me because, well, to do engineering, you got to be pretty good. You got to be pretty smart, right? At least like the math and the science part of it, right? So when you started studying more, was it hard?
It is hard.
It was hard?
It's really hard.
You had to work pretty hard to understand?
I got to work pretty hard. I fight for everything. Think about it, I have hard time with my language. And now I have to read book in English.
Yeah. I was going to say, the first challenge is the English part, and then the second challenge
with technical information. I was able to understand the language that, I want to learn, like right now. If I have mine right now, back in the day, I'd do better. Because I struggle so much with the language.
Yeah.
Certain technical things that I don't know what that is, and how you're gonna learn it if you don't know what that word means to you. So it's a struggle.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge. Again, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. Went to all the ESL class. I got to go to all the English class and fight through the English class. I believe I had to take the English 1A for like two, 3 times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because you took the course, and then you gotta take the test. You gotta take the test, right? Essay, multiple choice, and all that. And they got everything together. Yeah, the writing part is no good. I have hard time. It not make sense for whoever reading it. Because
And then, real quick, while we're on the subject, for like, you're good with the stuff around the house too, right? But I guess it's all related. Like, once you start working with things, you kind of understand it, right? Like the principles, the fundamentals, like everything kind of works in a similar way. Everything is different, but the basics might be a little bit the same. For people that don't understand, let's say, for example, like how the car works, right? Like me, not really. Do you have advice on how somebody can learn and understand it better so that they can take care of their things? And again, we could use the car as an example. Like, how is take somebody that doesn't know anything, right? But let's say they want to learn, right? Do you have advice on like what somebody should do to learn?
Well, especially you gotta have interest into it. If you don't want to know about that, and then it doesn't matter how much you force yourself to.
Yeah.
People like to do hand-on thing. That's what they want to do. So, at the start, even though that you don't like it at the start, you gotta learn what is it, what it does, how everything works together in that. Get to know it too. You pop the trunk, you look at it, you know where to go. You understand what component do. To start the engine, how the engine works, when it's running, what they're gonna do. What else that can control everything? They have the computer there, the CPU, control everything. The fight. So you gotta learn the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Once you get a hand on the basic stuff, and then you can start to mess it around if you want to.
Okay, that makes sense. Learn the basics. Like, read about it.
Learn the basic,
and then start playing
around. Get to know it. You gotta know where to go. How does it look like?
Interesting. Yeah. For me, it's like I know that it's important, like to be able to understand those things. I think it's just never taught, right? Like you don't learn about it in school. Like maybe people in the past used to. Like I know in some high schools they'll have like a automotive class where you could take that and learn
Yeah.
about it. But for us, we didn't have that. So besides that, there's really no opportunity to learn unless you do it, in your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that depends on what your ability, what your interest.
Exactly.
You know, people want to go on computer, they're good with that. They don't care about the car. They just sit down and do the computer stuff
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
That's how sometimes I see that how their brain wire for that. Some people wire for actually go out and get their hands on and work with it,
Okay.
figure it out. So a different mentality, different setup, different DNA for that.
Right. Good stuff. Okay. On the airplane stuff. So you said for you looked up, you started wondering how is it that the airplane is able to fly like that? How did you get into working with the airplanes? Like, did you see that and realize, okay, I know that I want to find a way to start working on them, fixing them? Or, how did that happen? And I guess we can say that you worked at a aviation company, right, for a pretty long time.
That's what I went to school for, the aviation maintenance technician.
Oh, okay, so that's what you went to school for.
That's when I went to school for.
This is before San Jose State?
That's before San Jose State.
I see.
So I went to school 8 hours a day. Get up about 4 o'clock in the morning. Went to pick up about 300 newspapers, deliver it, and be at Oakland, at 7. I think either 7 or 7:30 the class start. So you gotta be over there. So 8 hours over there every day for 16 months. Learn a little bit about everything, basic, fundamental, how the airplane work, what it is, just basic stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And then.
Oh, go ahead.
And then, of course, when you're done, of course you got to pass. It's have 12 courses. You got to pass every course. At the end of that course, you got to take the test. You pass. At the end, you got to pass all that. Then you have to take FAA federal test. It's an oral test and a written test. So the oral, you gotta went into a room with an instructor who examine you.
They ask you questions.
And
you gotta respond to them.
You gotta respond to that question. So he asked you, okay, this is what happened to the. Whenever he asks you, what do you think? What caused it? Kind of troubleshoot it and try to answer the question, and then you gotta pass that. And then you gotta take the test, the written test, with the 2 parts. It's a power plan. No, there are 3 tests. The power plan test, the airframe test, and the general test. So 3 tests. You gotta pass that 3 tests. It's all question. Of course, they're both that you learn through all the question that related to the subject you learn. You gotta pass all that. When all that, and then you have a license. The Federal Aviation Administration that they call FAA give you a license. They call AP license.
What does that stand for?
Airframe and power plan.
Power plan?
Power plan. License.
Okay.
So it certifies you to have a basic knowledge to work on airplane.
I see.
So, like airline people, they have maintenance guy coming out and check the airplane. When the airplane coming in, they do check-in or whenever they do replace and park, whatever they need to be, they get trained on, they're able to touch the plane.
I see. I see. Okay. And then from there, once you completed that school, is that when you started? Is that when you found L.J. Walsh,
Nope. Um,
or did you work somewhere else?
I started with Tower Aviation
Uh-huh.
right at Oakland Airport.
Mm-hmm.
So they work on a airplane accessory component like hydraulic, motor, pneumatic. What else? So those are the things that they working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I work on pneumatics, air operating, like an air valve. You know, everything is related to air. Hydraulic,
Mm-hmm.
motor, all the little things.
Mm.
So I worked there, Tower Aviation for a year and a half, 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and they shut down. Then I looking for a job, and I found a job with LJ
Mm-hmm.
Walsh.
Okay. And then, yeah, talk about that. Like, when you got there, what was your job? And, yeah, what did you do with the airplanes?
So basically, what
You know, you spent like what, 20 years?
20 years?
20 years.
Well,
So
yeah.
you pretty much grew up in the company. So yeah, talk about what you did when you got there, and then how you advanced and what responsibilities you took on with the
With the LJ, I started as a technician. Okay, so of course I work on the generator, on the starter, on the motor, and basically that you know got, of course they're gonna train you how to get them familiar with the component, and you know when part coming in you find out what's wrong with it,
Mm.
fix it up, and have them test it, and of course with the certain amount of timeline that they ask you to do, and I always exceeded, you know, the time,
Mm-hmm.
the time thing. Like for a generator, the previous people fix it up for 20 hours from the beginning all the way to the end. They have their own way of thing of doing it. I do it for 12 hours
So faster.
faster. And then so again, you gotta organize and think and, you know, manage your time. Why I'm doing this, let
Do
this
something
thing
else.
cook.
Yeah, you know.
When this cook, like the so it's good. You know how to collaborate thing.
It's like cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, few years, and I advanced in the company, you know, from the technician standpoint, and I will always want to do new thing.
Mm.
Okay, if they have new thing, I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and during that time, I went to school at night too.
Right.
Okay. So when they got a new project, doing new thing, they have a meeting. They had a meeting and they asked who want to come over to the other guy's shop,
Mm-hmm.
who gonna in charge of the new project, and nobody wanna go over there because the guy was an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you probably remember him with the long hair.
Blonde guy?
Long guy,
Uh-huh.
long hair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he was a guy that nobody want to work with.
Uh-huh.
But I said, okay, I want to learn the new stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So I said, hey, I want to be over there. I want to learn that. Fix the transmission. And nobody went over there. They said, okay, you go over there. So I able to learn to work with the 727 transmission, all the gear inside and everything. I was able to learn that.
727. Can you explain what that is?
That's the Boeing 727. Yeah, it's an aircraft model.
Passenger
It's a model.
airplane, right?
It's a commercial.
Commercial. There you go.
Commercial 727. Early aircraft.
How many people is that?
I would say 150 or something like that. We very limit people.
Oh, so that's like a small one.
Yeah, the 727, like 175 max. That thing.
I see.
Yeah. But that's the early aircraft. So that's the transmission for that aircraft. Yeah, which is when the airplane going from taxi, going to takeoff, going to stabilize in a certain attitude, the engine is variable. It just starts slow and hard. So the engine speed is vary. For the generator to produce electricity, it have to run same RPM. Same RPM. It means if it have to spin 6,000 RPM in order to generate that electricity constantly. It doesn't matter from when you taxi all the way to attitude. So this is always constant. So the transmission, it convert the variable RPM into constant RPM to keep that generator rotating the same. So a lot of things moving inside.
And that's what you did.
That's what
when
I
you joined him?
started learning that piece.
I see. Nice. And then towards the end of your time, what did you do at that point? What were the responsibilities look like?
So I learned as a technician, you gotta know how to fix it. Of course, you gotta find out. You do a lot of inspection of all the parts inside. Mechanical inspection, electrical inspection, visual inspection, just to make sure everything compliant with the OEM spec. And you order the part, you put everything together in the right spot, everything. Then, of course, you're gonna test it, make sure it's working the way it's supposed to be, and then you ship it back to the customer.
Yeah.
So that the projects go on, they're not stopping there. So they're moving on. I get good at it. And so I got promoted to become like a lead person, able to inspect other work.
Yeah. More
And
like
then,
a supervisor.
Yeah, they're supervisor, and then they're the lead. That you can do some inspection on them, keep an eye on them, or show them what to do. And then they work on the more complicated stuff, like for Airbus A320 IDG integrated drive generator. It's a combination of a transmission and a generator together. So over the time, instead of two-piece a transmission and a generator mount together, they put everything in one piece for the newer aircraft. So it have a transmission and it linked together with a generator. So that's right now. This is what they have on the aircraft. So the company progressively working on that, and I was the first one to take on that project. All the book, about 15 books. They bought $120,000 as AR. They call as removed. They don't know what the condition that is. $120,000. So I was able to, in the book, get to know what's going on, get to know all the part, what's going on, and I have to help work with the machine shop develop a lot of tooling because to work on those, you gotta have a lot of tools. To take it apart, to put it together in the right way, you have to have a tool, a special tool, which the book already recommend. You use this tool, use this tool, use this tool, but nobody able to get all the tools from the manufacturer.
Right.
So you gotta be creative.
Yeah. You gotta use what you have.
Yeah, I say, okay, I'll take that part. I say using this. So you have to be creative, make a drawing, see that work with machine shop, and they make it a tool and let it work. So that's where the first complicated generator IDG that I work. Take it apart, inspect everything, change some part, put them all together, test them, good. They sold it for $180,000 and never seen it again.
That was it?
That was it. One time, it's had no problem. Which means that it had no problem.
Yeah, so that was a good thing.
It's a good thing. If it come back and within 3 months, you have a problem.
Oh, jeez. So then did you keep working on that stuff after?
Keep working on it, and they started get 747, Boeing 747, IDG 777, 767, Airbus A320, A330, A340. So all the latest IDG, I able to work on all of them. So get familiar and working on them, and then of course I got my degrees in 2006, and of course I try to get a job with my degree, but unfortunately I couldn't get anybody to offer me a job. But then at the same time, the company didn't have any engineer working for them, so they always say, hey, why don't you stay with us and help us to develop this and develop that? So I said, okay. So I got promoted to in charge of all the engineering thing over there, which is like totally way for them to make their money. Before they just buy part, replace it, right? It doesn't matter how much it costs. They put the cost on the customer. So with the engineering in place, instead of buying a new part,
you fix the one that's
you
broken.
fix the one that broke.
Saving money.
Save the money. Instead of waiting for 6 months to get the part to show up, you're able to fix that part within a month or less.
And you're still selling it.
Still salvage the part, same quality, able to do the same job. And the turnaround is still fast, make the customer happy. So that's the job that I was in charge. A lot of research, a lot of development for a new way of doing things. Creative in your own mind. What's the problem? Okay.
What can we do here?
What can we do? Yeah. How long can you get this? Can we do this? Can we do that? It's the same. So a lot of things to be concerned with. Sometimes they have information, but you don't have no way to doing it. Sometimes you don't have no way to doing it. You have no information at all. So you have to come up with a lot of things.
Jeez. How was that?
It's a challenge.
Did you like it? Was it fun?
It's fun when you challenge your mind.
Think a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That what can I do? What can I do? What information do I need? What is it? A lot of process I don't know. A lot of chemical process that I don't know. The OEM, they have all kind of process related to the part. I'm not, but I was able to, do my legwork, figure out what it is, what can we do, and make money.
That's crazy. they say constraints breed creativity. You ever heard that before?
No.
Okay. That's pretty much it. It is right there. When you have limited resources, limited knowledge, and you still have to make something happen, then the mind starts thinking about, okay, well, we only have these tools, but we got to do this job. How can we make it happen?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means. Constraints, when you have limitations,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you only have
Yeah.
a couple tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
good. That's really cool. Fun question to kind of wrap up this part of it. For the people that don't know, like, if you can, at like a basic, fundamental level, how does the airplane work? Like, how does it go from the ground
Mm-hmm.
to coasting in the air, and then all the way back down?
Mm.
What? Yeah, how does that work?
So basically,
What needs to happen for
well,
the
the
airplane
engine
to work?
is what it is. You know, they have they compress the air. Okay. They have multiple stage of the vane. So when that vane turns, pushing the air, it compress the air tight.
Mm-hmm.
When that air compress it and feed it to the combustion chamber. Okay, when in combustion chamber, they feed the fuel to it. So they mix air, fuse, and they ignite it.
Mm.
Okay, so they have multiple combustion chamber. So when that thing busted, it push out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It blow. So when it blow, it push. So when everything blow, like an air pushing something moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So something moving forward, and then of course with the wing design,
Mm-hmm.
when the airplane move forward, the air on top of the wings moving faster than the air under.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happen, it create lift.
Mm. So this is physics at work here.
Okay, so now the simple thing, now do you do this? You think that when you have two pieces of paper, you think when you blow the air to it, it's gonna blow away, right? Try it. When
You blow right here,
yeah, hold it. You hold it and you blow it in between.
like this.
Uh-huh. Blow hard, it come together. When you do this, so when the air go in here faster,
Uh-huh.
it create low pressure. The air outside,
It's pushing it in.
at high pressure, it pushing it in. So when you're blowing it, it's the same with the wing. It designed in concave like this.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to the air to move from point A to point B right here, it's gotta move faster.
Mm-hmm.
When it's travel up here, it move faster than the air down here, so a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
So low pressure, high pressure, so it
Push
live
the
up
air
there.
lines up.
Yeah. So with a lot of pushing, the airplane moving forward
Mm-hmm.
and lift it up.
Jeez. That's crazy. And then from there, this is the part to get the airplane in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, is it just kind of coasting?
And then once they up to the of course they with the throttle, and in order to keep going, of course in the back of the engine, they have a couple spool, couple vane. So when the busting air going through it, it pushing make it turn.
Mm-hmm.
When that thing make it turn, it turn on the vane in front.
Mm.
It's like a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So when that thing turn and bust everything, it turn the thing in the back. It turn the thing in the back, it means it turn the thing in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So everything turn. So as long as the engine keep busting, the air keep moving, everything keep going.
Mm. That's great.
The faster it is, the more thrust it's gonna get.
Uh-huh.
So when they reach up to the altitude and they set the engine at a certain speed, then that's it. And the
Mhm.
engine keep pushing out the same force.
Mhm.
And the airplane, they settle the level of the plane.
Uh-huh.
They know where they go.
Uh-huh.
They head
It's
into
just
that
maintain.
direction. Yeah. And the pilot should know exactly how high, where direction, northwest. They gotta know all that. And they keep an eye on everything.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really cool. I have no clue, right? I have very little understanding, but it is interesting to hear. And then,
But trust me, with what I learned, it's not the whole thing.
right.
You have a lot of engineer involved in that.
I'm sure.
I'm just giving you the little concept of what my understanding how things work.
Yeah. Fundamentals.
Fundamental. Yeah. Of course, you gotta have navigation. You know, steering the airplane to wherever you want to go.
Structure
of the
materials.
airplane with the pressure. Make sure it's not collapsing. You know, make sure the wind not collapsing on you. You know, you see how rigid that the wing is, right? But they're flexible.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
They move?
It move. It move. And able to move.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
It's able to move. It's able allowed to move. To flex.
Interesting. And I heard they have I guess there's like this concept in engineering in engineering where if one thing breaks down there's like a backup. Is that right?
Yep.
On the airplanes, like if one of the I don't know, is it called a motor?
So for example, for like a 737 new generation Boeing, they have two engines. Actually, the airplane design so that you can fly with one engine.
I see. In case one breaks?
In case when one breaks down. In case the backup not working.
Oh, so you got two main,
They
and then
have
you got
two
a
main
backup?
engine, two generators, and you have one backup generators. It's called APU. APU stands for Auxiliary Power Unit, which is when the engine running, of course, the generator working and provide all the power, all the electricity for everything. But then when the engine shut down, they got to turn on that APU to help
The other one.
to provide the electricity. But then, and the airplane was designed to fly with one engine.
That's crazy. Well, I guess that's the smart way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Because if not, then it'd be bad.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble. So everything have backup.
Right.
Everything have. If this not working, you got to do something else. So with the airplane, they always have backup.
Yeah. Interesting. Good stuff. Okay. The next question I had was
Can we call for a second so I can
You gotta use the
take a
restroom?
leak? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
When the last year of my engineering, should you have to pick a project, right? So you know what I have in mind back then, like a automatic sensor for braking
For the cars?
for the car.
I remember you told me about that.
I like, you know, what if we have some kind of sensor that they can send the distance between the front and the back close and no response, and that sensor pick up and able to step in and then brake the car. And I wasn't able to find anybody to
Make it?
you know, but then you know nowadays all the car got all that automatic braking sense. You know,
That's crazy. Ahead of your time. So you never got to make it happen, huh?
I even remember we experienced when you drive. You remember one time we experienced open the door. You remember I asked you to open the door, and it slowed out the car. So think about that. It's the same concept with the aircraft. You know, you travel fast. It will help you to reduce the speed. On top of the brake at the same time. The brake sometimes is not working. You know,
Well, yeah, that's why like
professionally.
on the top part of the wings they have those things that come up. It's like a little panel, right? And then it just hits the wind. Is that what that is?
Yeah. So, well, like I say, like I would say, if we can have something on top of the car, popping up, and catch it and slow the car down.
Automatically.
Physically.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or maybe on the side of the car, and on top of your brake, and you're able to slow down the car instantly, instead of you step on the brake and you're and you hit somebody.
Interesting. That's funny. Well, not related, but I actually had an idea. I've been thinking about it a lot personally, and wanted to share, see what you think. So, when you think about communicating when you're inside a vehicle, what is the way that you can communicate with another driver? You can't do it speaking, right? Because you can't hear the person. The only way that you do it is with the honk, right?
And the finger.
Exactly. If you can see the person, then you can make hand gestures, right? But obviously that's not really safe either, because if you take your hands off the wheel, if you look off, then something can happen. You don't see it, you don't react in time. So I was thinking, is there a way, for example, like on the front windshield, the back windshield, is there a way maybe you could put like some LED lights where you can put a message? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, let's say you got an emergency, right? And you want to tell somebody like, oh, I got an emergency, my car is slowing down. So you press a button, and then on the back windshield you can see lights come up and say, emergency in this vehicle, please pass. Something like that, right? Or if you want to say, sometimes people are too close to you from the back, and you want to tell them like back up, and you just press the button, and it displays any message relevant to driving, and you can display it on the back, on the front, as like another way to communicate what's going on, what you're thinking, yada yada, right? And it kind of enhances the communication beyond just honking. Does that make sense?
Well, I think they really have some kind of people already did something like that, with the little thing on the back of their vehicle. They flip the finger with the smiley face or the angry face, or thing like that to the other car behind them. So I guess with the new technology nowadays, they can do anything you want. It just, is it convenient? Is it necessary to do it? Is it create more distraction to the other?
That's the question that came to mind. It's like,
so like I'm driving, or I have to pay attention to what that guy telling me.
Right, exactly.
Or I'm just, hey, I'm right here. I'm take care of my business, and then you take care of yours.
Yeah.
If we, okay, hey, too close, or get away from it. So that depends on how they deal with that.
I see. Okay. Yeah, this is one of those ideas that I had. And they're like, maybe if they haven't, because you don't really see it on cars, right? At least not yet, not like very widespread.
No. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe there's an opportunity there. But all right, cool. So the next question that I had was, when did you learn about basketball? What got you interested in basketball? How did you learn about it? And let's talk about that.
I played soccer most of my childhood. Okay, a lot of soccer on the street, on the, we call it field, but not even field, just rock and dirt. A lot of soccer, but then when I came here, back in the time, not a lot of people played soccer out there. They're very limited, and of course, whenever you go, you always see people playing basketball.
Over there?
No, here.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. So it was pretty popular, huh?
Yeah, back in, you go in the park, you see
a lot of people playing.
Yeah. So I kind of get to know the sport. And of course, I spend a lot of time with you. You know, even though I don't know much about basketball, but whenever I know, I try to work with you. Tell you, okay, this is, you know, try this, try that, make it this, you know, better with the left hand, 20 on the left, 10 on the right, whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I started liking,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Not much about knowing the organized basketball, organized. It's just playing.
Yeah, just the sport.
Yeah, it's just
fun.
a sport, just for fun.
Interesting.
But I remember it's at City College, San Jose City College.
Mm-hmm.
So I took like a PE class, and I picked basketball, and I thought that I can learn something about basketball, but it ended up that just like, here's the ball, go play.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach you anything. So they say, no, this is not the class to teach you basketball.
Mm.
It's a class for you to do the PE and play, you know. So I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, you know. I don't know how to dribble the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see the rim, I jump up and I grab it. I just stand under the rim and I jump up and I grab it, yank it. Pah! Everybody looking around. Say, who did that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, am I in trouble?
Yeah.
And I say, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know that I was supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Say, no, you're on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in the day, I have a little hop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you able to dunk it or no?
No,
No?
no. If I work out,
Probably.
I probably.
Yeah. I mean, if you could grab the rim naturally, then yeah.
Yeah, if I do
train.
work out, you know, with all the thing that nowadays that you can do. Even when I was after surgery with my my knees,
Mm-hmm.
I still go up and yank that ribs
Mm-hmm.
with my injury.
After?
After.
Mm.
With
And it was ACL, right?
ACL
On both of them?
on the right hand.
Oh, okay.
The left hand, it got compensated because, you know, it tried to compensate and then it started deteriorating.
Right, right.
But yeah, basketball, it's just like, okay, good sport. You know, you can be out there and you don't have to play with anybody. You look and shoot the ball with yourself,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And yeah, and then went to your school,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you know, shooting around with you.
Mm-hmm.
Even right over there at the driveway at the Umno house.
Mm-hmm. And for me, because I don't really remember too much. I mean, I remember, but like, do you remember, did I like basketball right away?
When I give you the ball, and that was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it's just like, you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, whenever I tell you to do, you do it. It means that you want to do it. You
Mhm.
want to get better with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we spent a lot. I spent a lot of time, and you and I spent a lot of time playing.
Mm-hmm.
Either in front of, either in the driveway, or we
At the
went
school.
to your school, and then we practiced.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, you know, with NJB, you know, and then, you know, with the AAU, with Coach Shaw, yeah. And you was ready, I think, when you joined the AAU after all the NJB years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. And on the topic of sports, so pretty much all of your kids have done some sports, right?
Yeah.
Me, did all kinds of stuff. Eleanor, Crystal, and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
For you, as a parent, when you think about sports and what it can do for the kids, what do you think about? Like, why is it important? Do you think it's important for kids to participate in sports? And if you do, what do you think?
Well,
what
you
is
gotta
the
get
percent?
out and do something instead of staying at home, you know, and now, especially nowadays.
Just 100%.
Yeah, You know, for Eleanor, for you, of course, you know, out there and playing basketball or go to the tournament, it's just the event outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
For Eleanor, learn how to swim. You know, it's the best sport for anybody want to play. You know, you gotta work your arm, your body, and your leg. Full body workout.
Yeah.
And mentally too.
Yeah.
Mentally too. Trust me. Were you able to swim 500 yards?
Right.
Were you? You're a good basketball player,
No.
but you cannot swim 500 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,500 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
You gotta keep going.
Leg, body, arm, leg, body.
Well, it's kind of like running, right?
Same
if
thing.
you run long distance, you gotta be able to like, okay,
mentally,
I gotta keep going.
You gotta
I'm tired.
Keep running.
Keep pushing.
You gotta know where you at.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, what I'm saying, even Eleanor, Crystalline, or Cairo, didn't even make to any college or anything like that. It doesn't matter. That's a good way to keep them healthy.
100%.
We're good with it. That's the least benefits that you can get. They stay healthy.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, they stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know, like Cairo, he swim, right? He play basketball. You know, not a lot of kids play basketball can swim like he does.
Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
Toss them on the swim, but half a lap they die. They probably. But he able to do that.
Yeah.
The enduring.
Yeah.
The mentality.
It is. It is like, yeah, for me, I think about the running because it's like once you get tired, you have a choice, right? Do you slow down and stop or do you keep pushing? And that's not a lot of people are even put in that situation, so they don't push themselves. And for me, that's the idea is like, we all have limits, right? Like physical limits. I can only do 50 push-ups. But the sports, to me, it helps us go past that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I can only run 1 mile today. Tomorrow, I'm going to run 1.5 miles. Next day, 2 miles. You know?
Yeah.
So that's how I think about it.
So that's how they progress to the sport, you know. Oh, I swim 100, okay, no problem. But they keep practicing. They do 200. If you're comfortable with the 200, they go 500. They're comfortable with 500, they hit it for 1,000 yards. And then, you know, if that's what they want to do, they go 1,500 yards. It's all in the head. But look at, you know, you're in the water. You keep kicking, your arm keep pulling, and you keep doing it for like 25 minutes.
It's crazy. Okay. So that's the biggest thing for you is like, it's a good way to stay healthy.
A good way to stay healthy.
Physically, but also mentally.
Mentally.
It's challenging the mind at the same time. Yeah. I agree.
It's help both.
I agree.
When you playing sport, you produce a different thing in your body. That's how you're learning too.
100%. 100%. Well, I mean, there's a book that I read pretty recently. It's called Spark. The science between exercise and the brain. And it pretty much says like anytime you're in an exercise situation, if you exercise regularly where your heart rate goes up, you know, and you're working hard, then the brain actually is more connected, right? It's more connected, it's healthier, it's able to combat stress, anxiety, depression, you know, all the mental things that humans deal with.
Yeah.
When you exercise, the brain is actually stronger. So pretty much now it's like a general understanding that the same way we exercise our body, right? We do push-ups, we run, whatever it is. All of that is also helping the mind at the same time from like a physical perspective. So
it's always, you know, coherent with the other. You know? They always work together well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. On the topic of your children, what do you hope? Do you have any hopes for what they can accomplish in life? Like, do you have hopes? Like, I want you to be able to do this, or is it kind of just like?
Of course I do. Of course I do. For yourself. Of course I do want you to do well in school. Of course I want you to be successful in school. But then once again, it's your life. You pick the way, you go with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you're happy. You go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Of course, all the parents want the kid successful. You know.
Yeah.
Be independent, successful. That the way that I I don't like, hey, of course I want you to be a doctor. Of course I want to be a scientist. Of course I want to be a physicist. But then again, if you don't force it, you have to force yourself going through that. It's not what you want. It's not what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like when I tell Eleanor, when she say that she want to go to Cambodia for her commission,
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay, is that what you want? That's what you want to do for your life?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I don't want her to go, but you know what? Is that what you want to go for?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to live your life. You live your life.
There it is.
You live your life, not me.
Yeah.
So, that's what you want to do? Go for it. Just like with you, is that what you want to do? Do it. It's your life to live, not me.
Yeah.
I have my own.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Cause, I mean, I don't. You probably know, but like a lot of parents, they try to influence their kids. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they like push them in a
Asian.
certain direction. Asian parents specifically.
Asian.
Yeah, and I mean, now that we talk about it, it kind of reminds me too. Like, I don't know. For me, I don't really feel like similar to a lot of other Asian kids because. I mean, this is a stereotype, but for sure. But for most Asian kids, at least in my circle, it was like only school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Focus on your school. Focus on your school.
Mhm.
Do good in school. But for us, in our family, you and me, and the rest of them, it was like school and the sports. You know,
Mhm.
if you like the sports, you got to do both. And that was good because it was like, okay, we really like the sports, you know? And that was fun. It was exciting. It was a good challenge for us. But we also understand that we got to take care of the school stuff at the same time in order to do the sports. And, yeah, it kind of gave us a little bit of freedom. You know, 'cause not a lot of kids have that because, again, their parents always tell them, like,
Yeah.
you got to do it this way. This is how I want you to do it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Nice.
Let's pop another beer.
You want to grab another one?
Yeah. Me, I don't know about you, but I can have another one.
All right.
Kid, don't do that at home, okay? Don't drink. Only grandpa. I don't know what you guys gonna name, but you know, Susan, Peter, Anthony,
Let's see.
Michelle.
Ugh.
I don't know,
Yeah, we'll see.
but
Cheers.
well, hopefully that one day that you know, you guys able to have you guys own families, own kid,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, that's the hope.
grandpa, become a grandpa, you know.
That's the hope. We'll see. We'll see if we make it out.
Yeah.
That's perfect because the next question is, what does family mean for you? When you think about family, the idea of family, what does it mean? What is the most important things?
Well,
For you.
for family, that mean that you gotta take care of each other. Okay. You have children. You're gonna take care of them. Okay. You're gonna love them unconditional. You know. I don't know how you feel about how I taking care of you guys, but that's me. For me to consider family at the father,
Mm-hmm.
I take care of you guys unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, protecting you guys. At least put you guys in a good situation, good environment to grow, to learn. You know, to be whatever you guys want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Not expect to be, anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
I think love your children and take care of them,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of spending time with them too. You're gonna spend time with them,
Mm-hmm.
get to know them
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm. They're people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a father.
Mm-hmm. Is that a challenge? Because everyone is different. Or actually, let me ask you, have you noticed that everybody is different?
Everybody is different.
Yeah?
You're talking about Ghislaine, Eleanor.
Yeah.
Everybody different.
Yeah.
You know, they have its own identity. It's have its own unique
Yeah, personality.
personality.
Yeah. Is that a challenge to adjust
Oh,
to everyone?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course, you see, Eleanor, attitude here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Some days, oh, daddy, and some days,
Yeah.
So
It's hard to read.
It's hard.
Yes.
It is hard. Eleanor and then Crystalline and then Cairo. Now he's become a little young man
Mm-hmm.
himself.
Mm-hmm.
So his way of thinking is different. So you gotta adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
In order to going along with you guys growing up.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's all good stuff though. And I definitely feel that. It's like, I mean, for most of the life, it was like the biggest, most important, again, speaking for me, is like most important things were school and basketball,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then when I went to college, I kind of felt it. It was like, okay, at that point, you kind of took the hands off
Mm-hmm.
and you were like, okay, whatever choices that you make in your life, it's up to you. You got to live with it. I support you, whatever way you go.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be,
Yep.
you got to lead your life now. So I respect that for sure.
I'm not gonna force you.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is what you want to do, go for it.
Mm-hmm. Good luck.
It's
Mhm.
you gotta learn.
Yeah. That's the only way, really.
You gotta learn. You gotta struggle. You gotta learn.
Yeah.
And I keep telling you, no, nothing handed to you.
Not at
You
all.
gotta go out there and earn it.
Not at all.
You gotta go out there and earn it. And that's what you want to do. Go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely no. Nothing is easy.
No. Everything I got, I earned it.
Yeah. A lot of hard work.
I earned it.
A lot of time. A lot of effort.
Yeah.
And it has to come from yourself too. I think that's
You
the
gotta
biggest
have a
thing.
drive.
You gotta have the drive, because it's
You
like,
don't have that,
you're
good
gonna
luck.
fall. Yeah. That's what I realized too. It's like, you have people around you that support you, of course, but it has to come from you.
Mhm.
Whatever it is, has to come from you. Otherwise, you're not gonna.
You're
I don't
not-
know. You're not gonna keep going. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna feel like you're forcing it, or you're gonna give up, kind of. You know.
Yeah.
You do like one thing and then you give up and then you move on to the next. Yeah.
So I hope gonna be the same with Eleanor, and then of course I already let see. Okay, this is what you want, but you gotta finish where you started. You know, it's fine. You want this is what you want to do. Go down there, learn the culture, learn whatever, that culture gonna teach you. Come back, use it, or finish your school and live your life.
There it is.
I can't force it. I could.
Could.
I could.
Yeah. But that's not the best way.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Am I worried? Yeah.
Of course.
She gonna be like what, 7,000 miles away? If thing happen, am I or anybody able to help? It's gonna be tough. Once again, it's you guys growing up.
That's it, huh?
You guys decide, this is the way I want to do. Okay, I support you.
Yep. Respect. On the topic of family, both of your parents passed away, in the past couple of years. Do you ever think about them since? Do they come up at all?
Grandma, yeah. Your grandma? But not so much about your grandpa, though.
Yeah.
Probably just because, growing up without him around. And then a lot of hard time when, over here, the way he is, how he treat your grandma, how he treat your great-grandma. A totally different person. That if you consider yourself as a man, you don't treat your mom like that. His mom, that's my grandma, your great grandma. The way he did. So, of course, with all the things that are going down, it's just like, okay, this is what you want to be, and this is what it be.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
That's the life that he wanna go to. That's the life he wanna go to. Nobody gonna tell him nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta let people
Yeah,
do
that's his life.
Do what they live their life the way they
That's what he
choose, right?
want. That's the way that he wanna live. That's his life.
And then, for your mom, what comes to mind? Do you miss her? Memories?
Yeah. It's too bad that your grandma didn't really enjoy life with the last few years of her life. She suffered.
It was a struggle.
Suffer much, but again, on that struggle, she was happy at the same time because she had all of us, the sick kids,
grandkids,
like the most beautiful thing that you can ask for.
Yeah. So you feel good that she was happy.
Yeah.
Even though
that she struggled.
Yeah.
With her sickness and all her illness and all that, but on the other hand, she had all of us. It's a family. So it's a blessing. The way I see it.
I agree. It's good. It's like everybody's close by. You know, all lived in San Jose, same house for a long time. And then you're also, I mean, you're the second oldest in the family, right? But still second oldest. You're the oldest male
Family.
of 4 younger siblings.
Yeah.
For you, what is it like to be an older brother? What does that mean to you? Is there any responsibility that you see being an older brother, or is it kind of just like, we're all in it together?
We all, everybody have their own way of doing things. Everybody struggle their own problem, and of course we try to stick together. Hang on together. It's a family. And not much of responsibility. But then, the way I see it, I can at least, at the father, you gotta take care of your family. I mean, I hope I did. I hope I'm doing it. It's well, maybe make a good sample, I think.
Good example, you said?
Good example. For other, okay. He took care of family. He took care of his kid, So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But again, everybody has their own way of doing,
living
their way
life.
of living,
Yeah.
their way of thinking.
Yeah.
So we gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Of course, for a few other family, they can go by as a big brother. Big brother tell the little one doing this, doing that. I don't like Hey, that's your thing. Go with it. That's what you want to do. Go for it.
Yeah, I respect that too. I kind of feel the same. Obviously, for us, our family, I'm the older brother. It's tough.
Does everyone have their sunglasses?
I feel like
I do.
I try to balance between like
Okay.
telling
You want to
them
introduce those three?
You guys want to come say hi? Come on. Come
Come
say
over
hi.
here.
Look at us.
Just say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, we're recording.
Come over
Say
here.
hi
Is
to
this
this camera.
allowed?
Go
What are
here,
you
go
recording
here.
For the record,
For what record?
for future generations.
Future generations.
What are you asking?
So pretty much this is a conversation with Dad. I'm asking him about himself. We started from the beginning, all the way up until now.
Do you drink all those?
Oh
Yeah.
my lord.
What did I just tell you about drinking?
That is both of us.
Okay, come over here.
Look at us though.
Okay, Stephanie, Johnny,
Stephanie.
Alexander,
Oh, is he talking
whoever
about your
that
kid?
is.
Well,
Our kids.
Our
This
kids.
is
Our kids.
Eleanor. This is Crystalline. And this is Cairo.
Uncle
Who's
Kyle.
Okay, you guys gonna call him dad, uncle, auntie, whatever that is. Okay, and I will be grandpa someday.
Yes, that's the idea. So Cairo, I don't know if you heard, but I'm interviewing him. We're recording it to share with your kids, my kids, potentially, and just,
Is
on and on and on.
this just your own little thing that you're doing, or?
Yeah, it's just
You know,
me.
if you stopped drinking,
And it's for us too.
we wouldn't have to record this.
No.
Why?
Listen. Obviously, I support that. We've been trying to tell you got to limit the drinking, obviously. But look, life is short, right? And I think it's important for these kind of things to get it down, right? And we have it recorded now. So for us, we can always go back to this. Like you guys, there's a lot that you probably don't know about our dad, right? And we just talked through a decent amount of stuff that at some point when I put it all together, you guys can all listen to it and be like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? And then we can share with our kids. That's in the case they don't get to
have
meet.
kids.
Hopefully they get to meet, but
Yeah.
in the case, you
You
know,
know, life is short, guy.
life
you
is
know,
short.
Drink.
Yeah,
Life is
so
short.
why are we still drinking?
No, the thing is that I can be here today. I cannot be here tomorrow.
Right. Could have a heart attack right now. Boom.
Gone.
Gone. Adios.
Well, I know CPR,
Wait a
so
minute.
we'll be able to get you to the hospital.
Your birthday already passed.
It was. What's today?
Thursday.
forgot.
It was Thursday.
Nobody remembers.
What are you talking about? I literally said happy birthday when I woke up. And you said, oh, thank you, Eleanor.
Okay.
Like, you didn't even remember your own birthday. I literally said happy birthday when I woke up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I have to
said-
remind
I
Cairo.
forgot.
Okay, take a picture of us.
I have to remind Cairo.
Reminded
But-
Carly.
Where you guys going?
To a
Oh,
church
thing.
thing.
treat.
Go
No
what?
sweater? Where's your sweaters?
It's not that cold.
It's cold. Alright, whatever. Be cold then.
So how we gonna take a picture?
We don't want you in the picture. I asked for a picture of.
Damn.
Huh?
Damn.
What picture?
Look at my cool shades.
No, Dad, we want a picture.
You're gonna be
of
showing
us.
your kids this.
I know. Look
Okay,
how
come
cool.
behind me, and we
I
do
am.
time in
I'm
that thing.
as tall as your mom. 2-year difference.
We can be making your mom jokes.
Oh yeah.
Dad, I want a picture of the three of us, not all of us.
How about all of us? Huh?
Oh, you need me in the picture?
Yeah.
No.
How about all of us? You guys stay behind me.
Well, just take the group picture and then you can do your own picture after.
Yeah. So like that is good.
Yeah.
Okay. So do
3,
3 seconds.
2,
Yes.
10 seconds.
3 seconds.
Okay. Get in the picture. There you go.
There you go.
And then you guys can do your picture here. Sunglasses and everything.
Where's the 3 blind mice?
Open. Let me open the thing. You don't have to stand. Watch out. Okay. Good.
What kind of swag we were when back in our day.
So where you guys going? Around the neighborhood?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna go trick or treating.
No.
Don't we look like the three blind mice?
We're blind.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Hey, we got 12 packs, so we can drink all 12 pack and talk about a lot of stuff. So don't worry. I'm not driving. Do you know that Crystalline was on the bike yesterday?
Yeah. You picked it up from the school?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You want to go for a ride sometime?
Maybe.
Okay. Just to get the feeling.
Sure.
It's a freedom.
Well, Julam took me one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember a little bit.
That's my dream right there. Ride the bike.
Motorcycle?
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for? Oh. So I'm prepared. I know it's gonna get chilly. Yeah, back in the day when I was young, in Vietnam, bicycle. That's my vehicle.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go. When I'm not over here, you know, and I always, not always, but once in a while, I ask him some money to get a little scooter, like a 50cc scooter. But never have money to give him.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is it. Lifelong dream.
yeah, I never expect to have a bike with decent price,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still decent condition.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So it's a lot of fun, huh?
a lot of fun. Yeah. You know, once in a while you hop on and you go places. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to be open.
Mm-hmm.
A different feeling when you ride your bike. So
Yeah, you feel it. Feel the air.
feel the air blowing
Right.
by. You gotta be aware of everything
Mhm.
surrounding you. You know, it's fun. It's fun.
It's a nice bike. Okay.
Okay, get back to where we at.
Yeah. So I mean, I asked you about being an older brother, and then yeah, I was just gonna say for me, being an older brother, it's really interesting because, I mean, there's a big age gap, right?
Mhm.
So, like Cairo and Crystalline, for example, they're growing up in like a different time.
Mhm.
You know, they got the phones
Yeah.
now. Like I didn't have the phone until high school,
Yep.
and it was just call and text.
Yep.
Now they got access to everything. So, I don't know. For me, I think the most basic idea is just to be a good example.
Mhm.
That's the least that I can do. It's like, hey, okay, try to do things the right way, and then that's it. Really, I don't like similar to you. Like I don't really want to be like, you got to do this, you got to do that. This is how you got to do it. You know, too much
Mhm.
on them. But here and there, I try to be like, okay, these are my thoughts. I'm just gonna share it with you, and then from that point, you can kind of take the advice.
Digest it, and
Yeah,
then,
take the advice or
mhm.
not, right? So that's my perspective. But I like it though. I mean, I guess it's related to working with kids for me, because you know I like to work with kids.
Mhm.
I think it's the idea is just like try to be a good person that they can look up to. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this person has a pretty good life. They do
Okay.
things the right way. Let me
Okay.
try to see if I can be like them.
Okay.
Role model. You know?
So then my question is to you: have you ever considered anybody as a role model for you as you growing up?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's just one person though. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
anybody.
It's like a whole bunch of people. Yeah. So, most basic is like you and my mom.
Mhm.
I think you guys, both of you guys are pretty hardworking people. You know? You don't let the challenges stop you, really. You kind of find a way to keep going. And I think for me, that's what separated me from a lot of other kids.
Okay.
Because it's easy to. Well, I guess let me phrase it differently. It's not easy to work hard. Not everybody has that in them.
Mhm.
You know, it's easy to kind of take the lazy way or not do everything to your best ability, or not even do everything that you're supposed to do. So that's something that I take away from you guys a lot. It's just like this good work ethic. And then from a whole bunch of other people, I kind of learned like, okay, how should you live your life? You know, what are the principles? What is the way that you should conduct yourself? You know, how do you? Yeah, I think that's the biggest question. Is like, how do you want to live your life?
Mhm.
And then from there, I kind of pull from a whole bunch of different people. Kobe Bryant is another
Okay.
person that comes to mind. He had the best work ethic. Or like not the best, but one of the best work ethics in
He
basketball.
work hard for what he want.
Exactly.
Okay.
He talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
Very disciplined.
Yeah.
Coach Shaw kind of talked about that a lot too.
Mhm.
Discipline.
Mhm.
You know. A couple of my teachers, they told me like never stop learning. So that was good, because I think to this day I still like I like learning. You know, you see me reading books, all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
So I try to not stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's good. That's a good sign of, you you read book, you learning from all the people,
Mhm.
because when they write a book, and then they really have experience
Mhm.
and thing,
Mhm.
and they want to pass down.
Mhm.
And I appreciate that the book that you got it for me. I read one chapter.
Oh yeah.
Uh
Uh huh.
Make a lot of sense.
Good. There it is.
Make a lot of sense. well explained, you know,
Mm-hmm.
one to the other,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
how things happen, how people behave, and all
Mhm.
that. That's pretty good.
That's good. That's it. That's it. That's how it is for me too. Like, I just see all of it like other people that are really smart. They're really smart, but they also have lived life. You know, like they have the experiences, so
Mhm.
they can talk about it. It's like, yes, I remember when I was a college student. These are the experiences that I was having. This is how I handled it. This is how you might be able to handle it. And then it's just you just take what you need essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from
Yeah.
here, and then you adjust it to your own
For,
life
for yourself.
for yourself. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, and I think, I mean, I feel I feel like I'm in a good place. Life is hard. Don't get me wrong. At least for me right now, it's a good struggle, but I feel like I got, I don't know, the knowledge and the tools to handle it, you know, and to keep going. So that's my hope. A couple more questions for you.
Okay.
Close to the end here. Would you say that you're somebody that is open-minded? And what I mean by that, like to give you a specific example, like if there's something that you believe strongly or even just a little bit, and then I give you a different perspective, like how do you handle that? You know what I'm saying? Like you believe something, and then maybe I disagree with you, or I just have like a different perspective than you, and I say like, yeah, but have you thought about it this way? Have you looked at it this way? Do you think you're an open-minded person?
Yeah. Well, that's what I believe the communication all about.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't have that close mind. If I do, and then that's not gonna really affecting on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like that is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not what I don't want you to do that. No, this is what I want you to do for myself. That.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing that you're somebody approaching with a different. Okay, this is what I believe, fundamental. Whenever that reason is,
Uh-huh.
and then other people have a different view, different from the different angle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's look at that angle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and digest them too. Okay, does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it gonna affect the way I look at that thing? If it does, what is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think I'm gonna like. No, this is what I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, whatever you believe, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about it. See, okay, I want you to tell me why you think that. That's what you think,
Mm-hmm.
and I will tell you how I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll see if we can find some common ground.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, to me, observing you in like the past year and a half,
Okay.
I think I feel that, because you know we've had our disagreements,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like over this time that I've been around here, you've kind of become more open-minded, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the way that you just put it, at least you can have the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think that's really what it is fundamentally, because it's like everyone's gonna have different thoughts, different opinions, different perspectives, but at the least, can we sit down like this and put it out there? What is your idea? Why do you think that? And then I share my perspective, and then we can kind of go from there. We learn a little bit from one another. We don't have to agree on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that at the least, the idea is to just have the conversation. And I think The reason I ask that is because it seems like not a lot of people can handle that these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody wants to be right. You know what I'm saying?
My way.
My way.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not my way, then you're the enemy,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. And I just feel like that causes more problems than good. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
So, yeah, that's my perspective. And I think, just really quick to touch upon it, because I think you'll appreciate it a little bit. Me personally, I've changed a lot in the past, like, year and a half, 2 years. Because I listen to a lot of different people, like a lot of really smart people, right? Talk about, like, what's happening in the world around us right now. And my ideas are constantly changing, constantly being updated with new information.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stuck. Like,
With that same principle, with
yeah,
the same
yeah,
thought, with
yeah.
the same.
It's not like I'm gonna die. Like, no, this is the way I think.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna change it for anybody. Yada yada yada. Maybe certain things, right? Like, I believe in hard work, right? Like, I don't know how you could convince me that hard work is not a good characteristic to have. But over the past year and a half, I've definitely changed. Like, I don't know. Here's an example that I think you'll appreciate. Like, last year on July 4th, we had like a disagreement on what that holiday means,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Like, I'm like, yeah, like, it's cool. America's great, but it definitely has its flaws,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then also at the same time, I recognize that for a lot of people, and then also just in like, if you look at human history overall,
Mm-hmm.
this might be the best place and time to live in
Mm-hmm.
out of all of human history.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I recognize that for sure, because if you just study history a little bit, you will see that for the most part, a small group of people were in charge of large numbers of people.
Mhm.
It was like, for example, the church in Europe, right? Like, if you didn't believe the way that we talked about God,
Uh-huh.
we killed you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Or like for the communist situation,
Mhm.
right? Like, if you don't believe in communism, then you're the enemy,
Exactly.
and we're gonna get you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the least, in principle, in the United States, the idea is that here, you don't have to believe in anything. Like, the individual is what is most important. What you feel is important for you, right? That's like the freedom idea.
Mhm. The freedom.
Everyone has individual
You
rights.
can be communist sitting over there, no problem. We have a conversation.
Sure,
You know?
exactly. Everyone has the right to
Yeah.
think in their own way.
So, exactly.
But any other time, any other place, any other country, you might be killed for that.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Get
you
to
want,
speak up.
yeah, you speak up, that's it. So for me personally, even though I still look at United States history and be like, yeah, the country is not perfect, there is still a lot of things to appreciate for being here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's how I've changed personally. And I think that's how people should be able to handle it. You know, again, it's like, not everybody is always going to be right. Not everybody is always going to have the right answer on everything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to listen and acknowledge other people's perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those are my thoughts. That's why I asked the question.
So it's pretty good that you're talking about, you know, now you change and how the society structure everybody to believe in certain way, doing certain thing. If you don't do, you get punishment, you got killed, whatever that is, if you step out of line,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the first chapter talking about.
In that book?
in that book.
Really?
It's not just the society. It starts from even the mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you say, the mom and dad, I want you to be doing this. I want you to learn this. You know, this is how you're supposed to do. And if you're doing it, you'll be a good boy. You know, it's just like it forces you to certain thing that, you know, it's not you.
Right.
And you try to, you know, and it become a habit, you know. It become, oh shit, I have to do this in order to please my mom. Oh shit, I have to do this in order to please my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to follow the rule at school. If not, I'm gonna get kicked out or whatever that is. Or then you go in society, if you do this, it's good. If you don't, and then you're gonna get punished.
Mhm.
So to think of, like you say, the church thing, oh, this is the way we teach you. This is the way you're supposed to do. This is the way you're supposed to follow. If you don't, you're bad. You sin.
Yeah.
You got punished.
Yeah.
You got to kick out.
Yeah.
We don't like you. So the first chapter literally explained a lot of those.
That's crazy.
A lot of those.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh shit. Makes sense,
Mm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I just read one, the first chapter. I didn't. For me, like I have to read it again, so I will go again and try to understand and try to digest it and try to see how the writer put everything together. You know,
Mhm.
this to this, this to this. This is how he do it.
Mm-hmm.
And lead one to the other. And then at the end, you gotta be your own. You gotta have your own identity. You gotta learn how to say, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I can do this. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's
Mhm.
okay. So you gotta know what yourself, not to please anybody, not to
Mm-hmm.
follow certain structure that put onto you. What they say it's already in play before you were born.
Mm-hmm.
You know, start with mom and dad.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. That's crazy. It all worked out.
So,
That's the universe at work, I think.
so I read it. Okay, let me read it. You know.
Well, that's good. That's good that it's interesting. So hopefully that's the most important part, right? It's like once you start reading a little bit and you're like, wow, like, okay, this kind of makes sense. I like
Makes
it
sense.
or
Mhm.
yada yada. And then you just keep going,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
For me, that's exactly how it is. Like, read a couple books here and there and then the mind opens up, right? It's like your vision, right? With the eyes, we can only see so much. I can only see right here. But once I start reading, that's the eyes of other people. They're giving me what they see, you know? And then my view of the world is bigger, right? Instead of looking only right here,
Mm-hmm. Blindly. Mm-hmm.
all around now, right? It's opened up. So, and then what for me is like once the world opened up, to go back to here is I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the grown up. That part of mature.
Yeah.
But then once again, that's your choice too. Your choice to become a mature. Your choice to become, oh, this is it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, whenever you look, this is all I want to see.
Or it's just like
Or
this
you want
is
this.
what they told me.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm just
accept
gonna
that.
stick with this.
Yeah, I accept that.
Mhm.
Or I say no,
There's more.
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm not agreeing with you. You know.
Yep. Good stuff. What are your thoughts on meditation? So, I talk about it a lot.
Uh-huh.
You probably see me sitting outside.
Yeah.
What do you know about meditation? Has anybody ever talked to you about it before? And then, you know, when you see me do it, what do you think?
You know what? Actually, it's funny that I tried it. You know, after the workout, exercise whenever I got, and then they have a sauna room.
Uh-huh.
Just go in there and the
Sit.
heat,
Yeah.
you sweat it out, and I just like, okay,
Yeah.
let me see it, chick. blanking out,
Uh-huh.
relax your mind, and
Uh-huh.
don't think about anything else. Just relax. And I tried to do that too.
Mhm.
I did. And I believe that, your meditation will help you to calm yourself a lot in a lot of situations,
Mhm.
to think through. It's helped. I
Yeah.
definitely, I know it helped.
Yeah.
I know it's helped.
Yeah.
I practice, I don't know about meditation, but I did it through practicing kung fu and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep doing certain things, certain move. It's a same thing with the meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Calm the mind.
calm your mind with the energy,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep doing that. You build your energy, you circulate that energy,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps with the inner
Mm-hmm.
of inside. And I did that a lot when I practiced the kung fu stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really helped. It really does. The Bruce Lee, with 1 inch punch, what they do. I practiced that too.
Really?
I study, and then at home, I practice all the, calm the mind and move the body. And when I do that, trust me, I would sweat.
Yeah.
I would sweat doing that. I don't know, your meditation, a little bit, you calm your
Different,
mind.
yeah.
But when I doing it, I would sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're doing physical activity at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they say when you're doing that, your energy is moving around the body.
Mm-hmm.
Moving around, and build up your strength inside, the inner strength.
100%.
Yeah, and I was skinny. I'm not big. I'm not the instructor, big guy. And then that's one of the tests that I have to punch him. So he's standing in front of me. I'm in my position. I say, okay, let's do it. So I put my hands out and hit his stomach right there, and I do my punch, and he just back it off. Big
Yeah.
guy. He back it off. And he's like, oh shit. And I feel the energy.
Really?
Yeah, when you punch.
Yeah.
When you practice all that, or when you moving it all out
Mm-hmm.
with the short distance, with the fastness, it sort of make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me like, oh shit. Because usually, the kids just punch you like, you feel like, bam. Okay, that's it. That's all you got?
Mm-hmm.
But when I did it to him, he moved.
Interesting.
He moved because he have to, when you go into your stand, it's a strong stand.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to move.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to move him.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then and lately when I went to the sauna, okay,
Tried it out.
try to calm it down,
Yeah.
put the phone away,
Mhm.
just relax. 15 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever,
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I like the sauna a lot too. How long do you spend in there?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, me too. That's like the perfect place to do it. It's like multiple benefits. Sweating,
Mm-hmm.
like get it all out,
Yeah.
and then it's just you and your mind. And the way I think, or the way that it was explained to me is like, imagine you were sitting in a dark room,
Mm-hmm.
you by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
doors closed,
Yeah.
no lights. What do you have? Right? The only thing is you and your mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you don't have a good understanding of what your mind is like when you take away everything, then you're gonna be a little bit unsure,
Mm-hmm.
scattered,
Yeah.
you know? It's a little bit scary because it's easy. easy example is like to take the phone, right? It's easy to take the phone and go on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, YouTube, and just be occupied. It keeps you busy. The way that this documentary described it is like a pacifier for everybody. You know how when you give a baby the pacifier, relaxes, calms down, you know, stops crying. Same thing with like people nowadays. When you get bored, what do? Take out your phone, start looking, and then you're good. But most people nowadays, they can't. It's very uncomfortable for them to just sit. Again, imagine if I put you in a dark room with nothing, can you handle that? Right? Is that a comfortable situation for you? Right? For a lot of people, that's not the case. And then also, just like when life stuff happens, you know, are you gonna react to everything, or are you gonna stop and think and then choose the best option? You know what I'm saying? Best example, or one of the easy examples, is like, okay, somebody like cuts you off when you're driving. Are you gonna be the person that's like, what the fuck, right? Or he's like, well, all right, whatever. That was a bad move on that person, but I'm not gonna let that bother me, right? Or if somebody says something bad to you, like, oh, you ugly, you stinky, I don't like you. Are you gonna react to that and get mad and go after them? Or are you gonna stop, think, it's like, all right, that's how you feel, okay, you know? And it for me, the meditation helps with all of that, right? Because it's like I have a good relationship with the mind, and so when things happen in life, I can handle it a little bit better, you know? So that's how I think about it. Take away everything, right? All you have is your mind. Is it a good place? Is it healthy? Do you like being there, or is it uncomfortable for you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then last thing I'll say here is like, for me, one of the biggest things that kind of changed my life, there's this guy, his name is Viktor Frankl. You ever heard of this guy before? Okay. So he wrote this book. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. So essentially, he was in one of those, what do they call it? Not a prisoner camp, concentration camp.
Same thing.
There you go. Concentration camp in Germany, right? When the Nazis were in power, and he was in there, and he survived. And he wrote a book. That was the book. The book is called Man's Search for Meaning. And he pretty much said that, like, for him, they took away everything, right? You got to work all day. You got no food. You got no friends, no family, no life, right? Essentially, life is over at that point. Once you're in prison,
That's it.
that's it. Either you die or you just hope that at some point you survive and you get out.
Yeah.
But he realized from his perspective that it's like, okay, they can take away everything from me, but they can't take away this.
Your mind, your thought,
That's it.
your belief.
If I can decide that no matter what happens to me, I still have a reason to live, and I can be comfortable with that here, then it doesn't matter what you do to me. You can break my body, but you can't break this. And so that was really it for me when I read that. And I think for a lot of other people too that read that book, they're like, wow, in the worst situation, you know, Nazi Germany, concentration camp, people still find a way to keep going, you know?
To survive.
To survive. And for me, that was a good example of how powerful the mind is. And then that's why I do it as much as I can, the meditation stuff. It's like the same way we exercise the body, we gotta exercise the mind, or else it's out of shape, you know?
Yeah.
If you don't exercise, you're gonna be out of shape. If I ask you to run a mile, it's gonna be terrible for you.
Yeah.
right? If I ask you, like, you're going to do this project and it's going to be hard. If you're not ready for that, it's going to be really stressful. You might break down. You might not be able to do it. You might be really stressed out, yada, yada. But to the trained, to the fit mind, at the very least, it's still going to be challenging, but at least you can handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, for me, that's how I think about it.
No, it's all good. You know, no, they got my. You did got my turn around when you talked to your friend the other day about your mind. Okay, that makes sense. Of course, you got to practice your mind at the same time. Same way that you practice your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep the mind healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to be strong. If you don't be strong, you're gonna do all this stupid stuff.
Right?
You're gonna get, you know, let's do this. Okay. Let's go, you know, do some cocaine. Let's do some crack. Let's smoke weed. Let's do some ecstasy. Oh, okay. Let's do it. And then that's not the strong mind that you have.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to differentiate what is good, what is bad for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like you said, you step back. No. You go ahead and do that for yourself, not me. You know, you can enjoy it. Go for it.
Yeah.
You know, thank you, and walk away.
That's it. That's it.
You know, just like somebody cut you off. Oh, okay. See ya.
That's it. That's it, really. Okay.
Damn,
Last
Brian, it's what, 2-3 hours?
almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. Last two questions here. So you're almost 50,
Yeah.
right?
I'm a 49er fan.
49er.
I'm a 49er fan.
49. So when you think about the years that you have left,
Uh-huh.
do you have any goals? Anything you want to accomplish before it's all over?
Be happy.
Yeah,
Be happy.
there it is. It's a good one.
Be happy. You know, like I said, I don't have much time for myself. Try to be happy. Whatever that is, be happy.
Mm.
Of course, I have other goals. Of course, I have other plans right now. You know, try to, you know, survive
Mm-hmm. Every day.
every day. You know, and try to figure it out what it's gonna be next. What my plan, what I'm supposed to do. You know, with this situation, with that situation. You know, most likely, I want to be happy. You know, no drama.
Yeah.
Happiness. What I want to do, I want to be happy. And that's pretty much it. And yes, so try to be, you know, doing what I want to do. So I would
Mm-hmm.
try to figure out what next.
Yeah.
So, gonna be a little tougher the next few months. So.
Yeah, I'm sure. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, so try to, you know, figure out what's best.
Mm-hmm. There it is. That's a good for you, because everybody deserves to try to live a good life.
Yeah.
So,
you know, yourself.
and try to find
do
happiness.
things that you happy.
Yeah.
You know, anybody.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, okay, this is what you wanted, go for it.
Mhm.
If that gonna make you happy with the way you want to do, you go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't force yourself to do something that you don't happy.
Yeah.
Shit, I have to go to work with these people.
Mhm,
Shit, I have
mhm.
to go here every day now.
Mhm.
Shit, I have to deal with them. You know, that's not healthy
Mm-mm.
for yourself.
Mm-mm.
So if you do things that you like, you love, go for it. It doesn't matter what that is. You know, at the end, it's making you happy.
There it is. And life is short too.
Life is
There's
short.
no point to do things that.
You never know. If he say, hey, you gotta clock out,
That's
you
it.
clock out.
No choice.
No choice.
Yep.
You know, the man upstairs say, hey, you know what? Your time, buddy.
Mhm.
Let's go. Okay. So, you know, I'm trying to be happy as much as I could. You know, while take care of you guys, you know, especially Crystal and Cairo. You know, so go forward.
There it is.
I know you're able to handle your business and you're able to handle yourself pretty well. I'm not worried about that, you know. I don't know, like a little bit, you know, on her way of doing her thing. That's fine too.
Mhm.
So
Yep. There it is. Last question. Do you have any advice for? Let's talk to them, to the
Okay.
future.
okay.
Even for us too. Me, Eleanor, Crystalline, Carl, and then on. Do you have any advice that you want to leave with them? Anything, life, school, family, relationships, yada yada.
Be humble. Work hard. And believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to do, believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Stick together. Be happy.
There it is. That's it.
For now, that's what I have. But of course, that you know, this time and your time and then their time, you guys' time, it's gonna be
Way
changed
different.
significantly.
Yeah.
By their time,
Yeah.
they don't even know what this is.
Eh.
They're like,
We'll
oh,
see.
what is it?
We'll see.
Oh, that thing. Oh, maybe that time they just sit on it and they just take off. They don't have to do all the stuff. They
Yeah.
don't have to put on a helmet. They don't have to worry about where they. You know, it's who knows.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Be real. Be yourself.
Yep.
You know, when you be yourself and believe in yourself, and you're able to stand up for yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I agree. That's all good advice right there. Especially the last point. Be yourself. I think it's easy to follow other people,
Of course.
right? And it's like, I want to be part of the group. I
Uh-huh.
want to be cool too.
Be accepted.
Be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay,
Let's do this. Yeah.
I will follow your
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
if I can be part of the
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
But it's it takes a lot of courage and understanding of yourself to say, yeah, you know, you can do your own thing.
Yeah.
I'm good right here.
Yeah. There
You
you,
know
go.
what I'm
Be
saying?
yourself. Believe yourself. If I don't be myself, I'm not in this situation.
Yeah, I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for you, I remember you telling me like people would ask you why you going to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you going to school for? And then for you, you believe that it was going to be beneficial for you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you did it.
Yeah.
Or just anything, really. Like, people will always try to tell you, like, you should do this, you should do
Yeah.
that, you should do this. But
That's
then
enough for you.
you have to be strong enough to say, okay, but this is what I feel, this is what I believe, this is the path that I'm going to take.
Yeah. You know, you gotta believe it, and you gotta you pull the trigger, and you gotta go with it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta fight for it.
That's it. That's life. You make the choice and you live with it.
Live with it. Live with it.
Hmm.
Earn it. So that's why where am I right now? Because
Mhm.
of what I believe, what I don't, agree with a lot of people. Oh yeah, I'm okay to be with you guys. Okay, so I get paid every day, no problem.
Hmm.
Like that.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do that.
Nuh-uh.
So make sure you know who you are.
Yep. There it is. That's all the questions that I had. I think that was a really good conversation.
I hope that it's enough information for those guys to one day like, oh, who's grandpa?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you're gonna, what you want to know about grandpa?
Yeah.
He's this guy.
Yeah. No, I think that's exactly what this will do. I feel pretty good about it. I think, obviously, you can't cover everything,
No.
right? But
No.
I think this is a good.
Yeah.
For me personally, like I said, for me, it's a good way to get the details on who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff from like being a kid, growing up in Vietnam, like you've talked about it here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't like sat down and talked like,
Mm-hmm.
all the details. And I think for the future, it'll be good too.
Well,
And yeah, hopefully you get to meet whoever.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
It should be soon.
Oh.
It should be soon, like next 5 years or something
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
I mean, next 5-10 years, able to hang on to it.
Yeah.
If it the clock is still okay with him,
Yeah.
So, you're definitely gonna have your family like when you're 30.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I think it's a good time to start a family.
30, I think is good.
You're
These
mature
days,
enough.
these days, yeah.
Yeah, you're
these
mature
days.
enough to able to take care of the family, understand what you need to do,
Yes.
all
The money is
responsibility on the money side, the time, how to take care of it,
Yeah.
So that's a good. I think that's a good. That's my opinion. That's good. But then again, it's up to the other individual as well.
Mhm.
They can, I don't want it. 35, 40 is my time to raise my family. Everybody have their own way of doing things.
Yep.
But one day, 10 years, I'll probably have a couple grandkids running around. Who knows? That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But right now, I have 2 more left to take care.
There you go. You gotta get them to the finish line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kusalin and Cairo.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. Let's call it.
Let's
Cheers.
call it a day. All right.
Bye, everybody.